Hi Sarah, it's Friday, September 7th. So I'll start by talking about your dress since the topic actually leads beautifully into what I was actually going to talk about for today. So the thing is, the dress that you have picked is really cute and stuff, but you know I have like a thing for fashion and historical accuracy, and that dress is unfortunately kind of Civil War area in the USA. That's not really very Renaissance. So I'm proposing an alternative, and I think you'll like it. I know you have a little bit of a love affair with France, so I have designed you a dress that would have been typical of like the French nobility during the Renaissance, and I'm just going to go up around it so I can make sure that you can actually see this. Yeah. So that's the dress that I've designed you. You can feel free to hit pause. Whoops, hope I didn't knock that off too much. Anyway, yeah, you can feel free to hit pause and look at that and see if it's what you want and stuff, and let me know. Now, I know my drawing skills aren't really that epic, but hopefully it gives the general idea across. So if you do like that design, then I would just ask for you to pick out a couple of colors, and then I will go ahead and get started. Brief history lesson time. During the Renaissance, there were very strict laws regarding who was allowed to wear what. Peasants and some of the merchant class weren't allowed to wear like jewel tones such as emerald, ruby, sapphire, those kind of tones. They weren't allowed to have like elaborate lace on their garments, and they weren't allowed to have trimmings of certain colors, mostly gold. Peasants also weren't allowed to wear garments that were more than one color, which, interestingly enough, is where the style of having the slit in the sleeves came from, because the peasants wanted to wear more than one color. So to kind of circumvent the law, they would wear a shirt of one color underneath the shirt of another color and cut slits in the top shirt so that the second color would show through. So noble garb, which is the kind of garb that you're wanting to wear, was specifically designed to sort of impress and inspire awe in the peasants. It was also meant to kind of garner favor from the queen so that they could be really fashionable, and it was actually not uncommon for the nobility to bankrupt themselves because they would spend so much money on their clothing. So it was designed to display wealth and grandeur, and that's actually the reason for the long, elaborate sleeves that are so like quintessential Renaissance. It was because the nobles literally just wanted to show off that they could afford that extra pointless fabric. My recommendation for you for color, just based on your coloration and stuff, would be sapphire blue with bronze accents on it. That's just my recommendation. If you want something else, let me know, because obviously your word is going to be the final word on that. So yeah, let me know. As for the other part of what I wanted to talk about, this is actually what I was going to talk about in my last video, but as you know, that didn't end up happening. It just struck me the other day. I was riding home from work, I was listening to NPR, All Things Considered, and they were playing this interview with like a biblical scholar, and they were talking about the city of Babylon. And, you know, I wasn't really paying attention to the interview, but I started thinking to myself about Babylon and, like, the city of Pompeii and ancient Egypt and the Renaissance and stuff, and just thinking about it. And, like, we all know this, but it just, like, struck me that all these historical societies were full of people exactly like you and me. I mean, there were actual human beings in those societies with the exact same lives as us. They had friends, they fell in love, they cared about fashion, they probably had cliques, and they were just as intelligent and thinking and loving and caring and cruel and hateful as we are. They were exactly the same as us and living the same lives as us, and it's mind-blowing to think about, to me, that throughout history, we're all just, like, repeating the lives that other people have already lived. It made me feel really small to think about it. And then I mentioned it to my friend, and he said, yeah, it makes you feel small, but it's also kind of comforting if you think about it, because you feel like there's all this pressure on you to be perfect and stuff, but there's really not. I mean, so many people have lived before you, and where are they now? I mean, we don't remember them. You know, we don't know what X person said to Y person and what drama happened between them in ancient Florence. So yeah, it was just something that interested me to think about, and I wanted to share it with you. And so that is it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Tuesday.